You are tired, not from your work, but from people. You spend your days managing their emotions, solving their problems, and carrying the weight of their expectations like a pack animal. You are the one everyone calls when things go wrong, the reliable one, the nice guy. And what is your reward? Disrespect, exhaustion, and a life that no longer belongs to you. It ends today. Most people think being good means being nice. They are wrong. Marcus Aurelius did not rule an empire by being nice. He ruled it by being just. And the first person you must be just toward is yourself. You have been trading your internal peace for a currency that is worth absolutely nothing. The approval of people you don't even respect. Think about that. Why do you care if a man who has failed at his own life approves of yours? Why do you let the opinion of a stranger dictate the temperature of your soul? You are a lion, trying to win a popularity contest among sheep. It is time to stop. And remember who you are. Listen closely, because your energy is a finite resource. Seeking validation is a biological glitch. 2,000 years ago, being cast out of the tribe meant certain death. You needed the group to survive the winter. So, you are wired to please the group. But today, the tribe is everyone. It is the person at the grocery store, the stranger on the internet, the coworker who doesn't even know your name. And when you try to please everyone, you become no one. Every second you spend wondering what they think is a second you stole from your own progress. You are a blacksmith who has left his forge to go pull weeds in a neighbor's garden while your own blade grows cold. To be a Stoic is to cut the strings. You are currently a puppet, dancing to the tune of strangers' opinions. Every time you explain yourself to someone who doesn't deserve an explanation, you are handing them a piece of your soul. Stop leaking power. Stop giving away your sovereignty to people who wouldn't spend a single minute helping you if you fell. For those of us who have reached a certain age, we realize a painful truth. The first life was mostly lived for others. You lived for your parents, your boss, your spouse, your children. You wore the mask of the reliable one, the one who always says yes, even when his soul is screaming no. But your second life begins the moment you realize you only have one. Look at your hands. Look at your life. Are you building an empire, or are you just a spectator in someone else's? The cost of wearing that mask is your truth. You have prioritized their comfort over your own boundaries for decades. And now, the weight is too heavy to carry. It is time to drop the burden and focus on you. This is not a midlife crisis. This is a midlife correction. It is the realization that the time you have left is far more valuable than the time you have spent. Do not waste another second trying to be understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding you. The most powerful word in the Stoic vocabulary is no. Not a no with an excuse, not a no with an apology, just no. When you say yes to something you hate, you are saying no to your own peace. You are telling the universe that your time is worthless. You are inviting the world to walk over you. And then you wonder why you feel like a doormat. A Stoic builds walls, not to keep the world out, but to keep his focus in. When you begin to set boundaries, the people who benefited from your lack of boundaries will get angry. They will call you selfish. They will say you've changed. Good. Their anger is a sign that your boundaries are working. It is a sign that you are finally reclaiming the territory they have been occupying for years. Do not back down. Do not explain. Let them be angry, and you stay silent. Why do you crave the selection of others? We spend money we don't have, to buy things we don't need, to impress people we don't like. It is a pathology. Seneca once said, "We are in the habit of looking to others for our own happiness." This is the path of the slave. You are waiting for a master to tell you that you are good enough, successful enough, or important enough. But the sovereign man chooses himself. He realizes that status is a parasite. It feeds on your anxiety. It thrives on your fear of being left behind. When you forget everyone else, you kill the parasite. You realize that the only status that matters is your status in your own eyes. Are you a man of your word? Do you have the discipline to do what you said you would do when no one is watching? If the answer is yes, then you are already more successful than 99% of the people you are currently trying to impress. Marcus Aurelius often wondered, how is it that every man loves himself more than all the rest, yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others? It is a madness, and you must cure it. You must build an internal fortress, a place where their opinions cannot reach and where your self-respect is the only law. In this fortress, you don't look for approval from the sheep. A lion does not look for a consensus. He simply exists as a lion. When you become okay with being unselected, you become dangerous. Dangerous to the status quo, dangerous to the manipulators, and dangerous to those who rely on your compliance. You are no longer a resource for them to exploit. You are a force of nature. The world expects you to be a beggar. Begging for attention, begging for likes, begging for a seat at the table. Walk away from the table and build your own. One of the loudest things you can do is stay silent. Stop asking for permission to succeed. Stop explaining your decisions to people who don't contribute to your goals. A Stoic doesn't need you to understand him. He knows his reasons. He has done the work. You win the moment you decide the argument isn't worth your energy. In 100 years, no one will remember the people you are currently trying to impress. They will be dust, and so will you. The only thing that will have existed was the quality of your mind in this moment. So, focus on you, and the world will have no choice but to adjust. Forget everyone else, and you will finally find peace. You have already been chosen by the only person who matters. Now, get to work.